I've used this program as a way of exploring how I deal with a choir, basically. I have experience as a choral singer, but mostly in a chapel choir context, and that's, I guess, the music that I'm largely familiar with for choirs, which is actually a really like separate thing to a lot of the instrumental writing I do. So I've tried to use this scheme as a way to approach writing for a choir in a more similar way to my kind of other projects. So it's very textural. It uses kind of non-conventional notated elements, and obviously uses a secular text that's very political. So that's more of a kind of approach I would generally use when I'm making music, and I've managed to apply it to a choir through this project. I feel like because this project is specifically with musicians and singers who are about my age, it's actually meant that I've felt really kind of flexible and open to explore things that are quite personal to me, because it's kind of my peers and like my friends now, because we've been on this course with them and spending time with them. So, I mean, and practically it's just nice because they're so receptive to our ideas across the spectrum of what our ideas are. So I definitely think that in this context, writing for young musicians has been a really kind of freeing and flexible thing. It's been really nice that there's 4 of us. It's something we've talked about a bit, that it's just so nice to be on a scheme where there's 4 composers and we can work together and talk with each other about our ideas, even though we don't all do the same thing by any stretch of the imagination. But it means we can share, and it means we can support each other. And it's so often a kind of, there's this kind of sense that within the composing community there's this sense of competitiveness, and it's actually so nice to be in an environment where there's just 4 of us who can support each other and can communicate about our ideas, and it's in a mutually like respectful, supportive environment. I've actually had a piece released on NMC before from the project that was called Next Wave 2, which was in collaboration with Sound and Music. And I mean, that it's amazing to have a professional recording that obviously sounds way better than like my friends playing something at uni. And it's meant that I've had my piece has been played on Radio 3, which is absolutely amazing, and felt like a really big kind of landmark when it happened in February last year, I think. And also it really communicates professionalism and a stamp of approval to people, because I can direct them, like, my piece is on Spotify, it's on NMC recordings, and then they can listen to a really, really high quality rendition that absolutely communicates exactly what I wanted from that piece, which is just, it's a big privilege for a composer my age, and it is just a really lovely thing to have, a really kind of true, accurate representation of what I wanted to achieve when I was writing that piece.